Good day, everybody. It's so good to see you in the building. It's so good to see you in the city. It's amazing what God is doing right now. And I just want to let you all know that God does have something in store for us today. I want to continue from last week's sermon, It's Time to Launch. And I really want to finish off at least that thought. And I wanted to start by going to a scripture that's very familiar. That is Jeremiah 29:11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you." In 1992, Wesley Snipes was the main character in a film, and the character's name was John Cutter in the movie Passenger 57. And there was an iconic line that Wesley Snipes quoted, and let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black. I may not have convinced you that it's time for you to launch, but maybe after this week and this particular lesson, maybe I can finish the job on today. There are a number of reasons why we do not bet on ourselves. We tend to focus on the failure as opposed to learning the lesson. Terrific Tom Brady retired this week, and all the sports analysts and all the talk radio shows were paying their respects to one of the greatest of all times. One of Tom Brady's former teammates said, Tom Brady would not make the same mistake twice. The opposing defenses couldn't fool him with the same stunt in the game. Tom Brady would not be considered the GOAT if he didn't learn his lessons. Tom Brady would not be the GOAT that in failure he didn't relieve or didn't relieve himself of the guilt of a mistake. Tom Brady would not be considered the GOAT if when he did have failures or he didn't succeed, he didn't begin to then eliminate those said errors that he previously had. He wouldn't be considered the GOAT if every time that he failed, he focused on that failure. There's another reason why we often don't bet on ourselves. Oftentimes we focus on what we don't have as opposed to what you do have. And in service to Black History Month, our ancestors didn't have much. They didn't have much in material things or possessions, but they were always grateful for what they did have. I mean, they didn't have a voice in government, but yet they decided to sing songs of Zion. These same ancestors took the leftover portions of swine and decided we can make a delicacy. The descendants of those ancestors didn't have a dime, but yet after the Emancipation Proclamation, the descendants of these slaves found a way to build Black Wall Street. 2 Corinthians 9:8 says, "And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all you need, you will abound in every good work." You have been equipped with everything you need in order to succeed. In order for your dreams to come to pass, God has fully equipped you with everything that you need in order to be successful. More importantly, we have reason number 3 that we tend to be a little apprehensive of betting on ourselves. Oftentimes we don't believe in ourselves because we were given bad information. History is full of bad information. And we find out that those that were in power were the ones that were writing the history books. So there's a lot of inaccuracies when talking about history. And so if you have bad information, maybe you think less of yourself. Maybe if you have bad information, you don't think that you deserve those things that you know that you've been dreaming and wishing and hoping and praying for. Sometimes we've been given bad information like you'll never be anything. We've been given bad information like you won't do anything but end up in prison or in jail. You get bad information like your father was a drunk, and so will you. You'll get bad information saying your mother was this, and so that means you will be that. You'll get bad information like these are the statistics, and you're bound to fail. Along with bad information, sometimes information has been omitted. Oftentimes, information has been omitted from us, which keeps us from believing in ourselves. Sometimes it was omitted that there are people around you that believe in you. No one told you to always bet on yourself. No one told you to always bet on black. No one told you that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. No one told you to always bet on black. If your job will hire you because they believe that you are a good candidate for the job, then why can't you do something for yourself to enrich yourself? How come you can't see your dreams come to pass while you're helping everyone else see their dream come to pass? And some of us are at a point in life that we don't realize that God is doing something in us. And we have the unction to go, but yet the bad information might be holding us back. Because for a long time, I thought I served a white Jesus and I didn't deserve the things that God had for me because I didn't look like him. But how many of you know that we were given some bad information? Because we know our God, our Jesus, has a skin like burned bronze. We serve a Jesus that has hair like wool. We might have been given bad information, but God is trying to let us know today, with the information that we got, we need to go and find the truth. If we find the truth, then maybe we can find a way out of our situation. Maybe we can find a way to bet on ourselves. Maybe we can find a way to believe in ourselves. If we find the truth, maybe we can find out that God is the source of our strength, and God is the strength of our life. If we find the truth is God has a plan for us. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, always bet on black. Some of us was given bad information, but the truth is, in Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And some of us need to find the truth so that we can find a way to bet on ourselves and find a way to bet on black. Because even if it might be going wrong, God said in Jeremiah 29:11, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And I pray that you believe this word. I pray that you not only believe this word, but you find the truth. Get the right information. Don't focus on the failure. Don't focus on what you don't have. Don't focus on the bad information, but focus on what God has for you. Focus on the plan that God has for you.